All right, day three, the Gingerdead Man, and I again have never seen the Gingerdead Man. All these are new watches for 31 days, and I have always heard of the Gingerdead Man, and I thought this was a good time to use the excuse to watch the Gingerdead Man because I've got that 13 Nights of Elvira on Shut or on Amazon Prime that was originally on Hulu, but they have a special where Elvira does 13 episodes, 13 movies, and they're all pretty much full moon, I think, movies, and she had this one on there, so I'm like, I'm just gonna watch all these for 31 days as well because these were a lot I were gonna watch regardless. I was gonna watch, so she had Gingerdead Man as the next movie on her episode list, and it's a full moon movie, so it's weird because full moon for me, I can find entertainment in some of them. Puppet Master, some of those I can find entertainment with. Doll Man, I enjoyed. Demonic Toys, I thought was really dumb, but I enjoyed. I mean, it's stupid to say that they're dumb because they all are really dumb. They're dumb, low budget. Um, but also Killjoy, I could not stand the first one. The second one was bad, but I didn't hate it as much. Three, I liked. So I've seen an okay amount of full moon movies, but this one I'd never seen before, and I know on this list there's going to be another one that I'm going to watch later this month. I'm going to watch Evil Bong as well, which is part of Elvira's 13 Days of Elvira as well. And it's I hear there's an Evil Bong versus Gingerdead Man, which sounds hilarious, but if it's like this first Gingerdead Man, then maybe I might not enjoy it. Because watching the first Gingerdead Man, this one it's weird because it starts out so abruptly. It's like Gary Busey's out shooting people at a diner or holding people at gunpoint, and then he gets killed. And then you cut to a bakery just called Bakery. There's not even a name for the bakery. It's just called Bakery. And all these 20-some-year-olds, 20, 30-some-year-olds, and an old lady are at this bakery, and they bake the Gingerdead Man with one of the guy's blood, and he comes to life and starts butchering them. And it's pretty much just a Child's Play Chucky ripoff. If it was really, really terrible, and it sucks because this one, I mean, I didn't expect this one to be like something that I'd love or like that much, but I kind of expected to like it a little more. But for the most part, this movie is a lot. It's an hour long, basically, like a little over an hour long, and it's basically just you occasionally see the Gingerdead Man, and it's like a close-up shot, so you never see the full size of it moving, and then you have a lot of dumb people, amateur actors, just say a lot of silly stuff. Um, but I'm not going to deny, though, I actually, the only positive I got from this movie was that those amateur actors, I thought, had some funny lines, like the way that they said their lines. There was one where this one girl says on the phone, like, help, we got baked goods coming, trying to kill us over here. Like, lines like that I think are good. And I liked, too, watching this on Elvira's special. It's cool because then she makes the movie more watchable, even though she's not. This is one of those episodes of these 13 Nights of Elvira where she intersperses like random like jokes, but it feels like this one didn't have that many of her included in it. But I liked the jokes that she did. There was one where a girl gets a knife in her head by the Gingerdead Man, and Elvira says, "Oh, at least it didn't get any of her vital organs." Or with earlier in the movie, whenever she says a lot of other jokes that I think are really funny. Like I like the fact that the jokes that she did were really good. Like there's one where this guy gets killed by the Gingerdead Man driving a car, and she says, "Yeah, see, gluten can kill you." Like those jokes are funny, and I think the Elvira bits definitely helped with this movie because if I just watched this one without that, it would have made me like it even less. And I didn't like this movie either. Like I thought it was pretty. I don't want to say bad because I'm I'm not trying to be so mean to this because it's full moon. They're not trying to be anything like high budget or anything like quote unquote good. They're just dumb fun. And this one just didn't do the dumb fun for me that much. Like I said, you don't see much of the Gingerdead Man. Um, you have Gary Busey for the opening of the movie, and that's it. But he voices the Gingerdead Man, but like it's like it doesn't feel the same. Like Gary Busey is literally like kind of wasted in this one because I do like how crazy Gary Busey is, and I think that is good casting for being this type of monster. Like it reminds me, like I said, of Chucky. Like it reminds me of how Brad Dourif is great casting for Chucky because it's this guy who's got this larger than life voice and larger than life like way he acts, Brad Dourif. And I like how in this movie, even though the movie wasn't executed good, I like that Gary Busey was the casting choice for the Gingerdead Man because I think Gary Busey would have been fine, but they only had Gary Busey probably for a day or two and filmed that one scene of him in the diner, and then they made him voice the rest of the Gingerdead Man. But pretty much it's just a boring full moon movie, honestly. Like I didn't like it. Like I gave it on Letterboxd, I gave it a 1 out of 5 stars because I think it is genuinely bad but not super entertaining. Like it really never made me laugh that much. I thought that a couple of the lines I said, like I said, from the amateur actors were kind of funny in their own right, but it just is so. It reminded me of the first Killjoy, but I like this one a tad bit more than the first Killjoy, where it's just so incredibly low budget, so immature that they're trying to sell it off as like a funny, like entertaining movie. And some people might find this entertaining, and that's awesome, but I just did not. I didn't really find this one working that well for me. It just really fell into the category of a really boring full moon movie that was trying too hard, quote unquote, because it's weird because I feel like the premise of it would have worked, but it never felt like anything that made me really like it a lot. Like I just was like, this is whatever. It's not anything special. It's not anything really. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, unless I do like some reason for like a review or something, but not for like, oh, I want to rewatch this again for rewatchability. No, this one is definitely not one I'll rewatch again. Just like Killjoy, like I'll rewatch the Puppet Masters, some of them. I'd even rewatch Doll Man, but like this one, no. This Gingerdead Man was not my cup of tea. But there might be some people who enjoy it, but I did not. I thought it was pretty terrible. Just not very entertainingly funny. Like I didn't ever find it that entertaining. Like it just felt very. I don't want to say they're trying too hard because they're not. It's very confusing with these full moon movies because they know what they are. They know that they're just dumb schlock on purpose, and people enjoy that, and I enjoy some full moon movies, but this one just didn't hit my funny bone. It didn't make me laugh. It was just really boring, and it honestly was just a background watch. It wasn't anything that was really something I'll remember at all. Like I said, it's just full moon for some reason. Whenever they do movies like this, the longer they go on, like in terms of them being made, I feel like they go more on the premise and the poster art than the actual movie, because the actual movie just doesn't sell what the poster art and what the name of it would be. Like it just didn't feel that much like a Gingerdead Man movie. It was more of just a lot of people saying a lot of dumb stuff, and then occasionally the Gingerdead Man would pop up, occasionally. But it just really felt like that. And also, I did not realize this, but whenever I finished this movie, I looked it up, and it was from 2005, and I was like, "Are you serious? Like this movie right here was filmed in 2005?" Like I could not believe that. It's so weird because they've got some of those Puppet Master movies that are like 2010-ish, like the Axis movies, like those ones, even though they look low budget, the camera work makes it look like it's from 2010. This one looked like it was from like 1990. I was genuinely surprised this movie was released in 2005. And maybe they could have had it delayed, because there's sometimes movies do that where like they might have been made a couple years ago and then they throw them out a couple years later. But I didn't know if it was, but it just was so weird, the fact that this came out in 2005. I was genuinely surprised at how it looked. It looked like it was literally like came out in 1990, like it was released around like Doll Man or like Demonic Toys. Like it looks just like that kind of camera efficiency. Like it felt like that. But yeah, pretty bad one. I didn't expect to love this one. I've just heard people say it's not that great. If you like it, that's awesome. I dig it. If you do, that's great. But for me, yeah, this one was just really lame, and just really just for an hour and or so long. It was a really long hour. Like it genuinely surprises me how sometimes these full moon movies can be so freaking long or feel so long, but then they're like only an hour long. If they're not done well or entertaining for me. So this one just did not fall into that category. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't fun for me. So yeah, that's it for today. Another dud, which is fine because Hobgoblins I didn't like either on day one, and then I did like Idle Hands, which I reviewed for day two, but this one was another dud, and I expect this with the Elvira 13 Days, the rest of the ones I'm going to watch, because they also have movies like Evil Bong, Trancers, Oblivion. I'm trying to remember. They have a couple other full moon ones, but I expect some of them to not be that entertaining. So we'll see. I'm going to keep going for this month with the 31 days. So on to day 4 tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.